Good morning. This is Julia Widup with Talk Story TV. And today I have with me Dr. Terry Lynch, and she's going to actually demonstrate on me her technique called emotrance and talk to us about her book on the same subject. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Julia, and good morning, everybody on this show today. And I welcome you all. And I know many of us, myself including, have experienced some traumatic times in our lives, and we've felt pain in our bodies that we haven't understood. And today I'd like to just show you a little bit of my journey from diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at one point in my life to using energy work to find my way to living a more freer, happier life. So I started out, as I was telling Julia just a little bit earlier, I started out, and I am a physical therapist. I have my bachelor's in physical therapy, a master's in health sciences, a doctorate in physical therapy, and I have an alternative degree in advanced massage. So it wasn't until 1994, when I was driving to work one day, Julia, that I was faculty at Stony Brook University, which was just a wonderful, wonderful job, and I loved it. But I was an hour away from my small children at home. And I was driving to work, and I got a blind spot in my eye, and I thought it was just a sunspot. But it kept spreading and growing, and when I got to work, it wouldn't go away. And being at a medical center and at a state university, I was able to get immediate care. And the doctor diagnosed it as optic neuritis, which is inflammation of the optic nerve. And along with other symptoms and testing, I was having dizziness, numbness, and weakness. They diagnosed me with multiple sclerosis. And could you imagine? I'm telling you, as everybody knows, when you get a diagnosis like that, it's definitely life changing. It's just so you have two small children. You wonder what your future is going to be like. It's very upsetting, very upsetting. Right now, I don't feel as upset because of the journey I've been through, but to just remember during that time how upsetting that is when you get something like that. But that took me on a really interesting journey because at that time, the drugs, as you can imagine, for multiple sclerosis were terrible. Mm-hmm. It was just, very hard on the body. Mm-hmm. Nauseous all the time. And I didn't want to take that route. And my sister gave me a book by Louise Hay. You have it. Mm-hmm. You Can Heal Your Life. Well, I read that book. And at first, it was very challenging for me and of the belief system that I came from. But I decided I either had drugs or that book was my only really hope at the time to see if I could change my life and get whole and healed. And she put things that were wrong in your body to affirmations. So multiple sclerosis. So I read about multiple sclerosis. She said like hard-heartedness, inflexible. And I slammed that book shut and I said, that's so not me. How could she even say that? I was angry. And then she said, how does this disease serve you? And that made me even angrier. I have two small children. I mean, somebody with cancer. Could you imagine saying, how could cancer serve me? But I had to look at those questions, reopen the book. And if I wanted to get well, this is what I did for myself. And listeners may have other ways of helping themselves, but I decided I'd make what she says true to myself, a truth, no matter how angry it made me. It was my only hope at that point. So I decided, okay, so what if I am inflexible and hard-hearted? And what if I created this? How does this disease serve me? Well, you know what? It got me out of meetings, committee meetings. If I said, I don't want to go to committee, they'd say, oh, you have multiple sclerosis. You should go home and take care of yourself. I said, well, this is working. So then I had to really figure out, how can I have the life that I love, get the life that I want, and not have to be sick doing it? In our society, very often we have to have something wrong with us if we're going to call in sick.
Yeah.
You almost need to be sick to get a personal day. I think things have changed a lot since then, but certainly during that time, or the way I was brought up, brought that to play for me. So I don't know if you ever had a job and by the time you called in sick, you really were sick. That's
Yeah.
what that would definitely happen to me. And so I had to find a way to have the life I loved and be with my children and be healthy. And Louise Hay began that journey for me, and I'm so grateful to her. I've sold a lot of her books for her. We don't know each other, but I hope someday to meet. And really interesting, I put her affirmations to music.
Oh.
So can you imagine the song "Afternoon of a Fawn" by Debussy? Da 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 da. You know, I spoke into a mic and the tape cassettes at those times. But I would say, "I look at life with love and joy. I feel safe and free. I look at life with love and joy. I feel safe and free." And I'd say it 3 times each area that I was having trouble with, or areas of my life I wanted to change. So I made this 15-minute long to a half an hour long cassette that I played over and over, and I tried to inundate my thinking with these positive affirmations. And guess what?
It worked.
I got better. And being in a research institution, you got to ask yourself a good question. And the question I had was, why? Why am I getting better by changing my thinking? And with remember, every thought is refined energy.
Right.
And I started to say, wow, with changing the way I am energetically, I'm getting better. And at that point, I was a very important person. I felt at Stony Brook. I was the academic coordinator. I did this and that and the other thing. Mm-hmm. But I was getting better by changing my thinking, not through physical therapy or through medicine. Both of those have its place, mind you. But I was getting better through changing my thinking, which then spearheaded a whole new path for me at that time in my life. And, you know, I love a quote by, I just heard Greg Braden speak the other day or last week, whenever, but he said, he had this one, quote, and which I'd like to just see if I had, and it was just so true for me because my life changed and the trajectory of my life changed when something went wrong. And he said here, there is a time when every crisis can become transformation. When simply surviving can become joyous thriving. In our lives, that time is the turning point in our world. Mm-hmm. And that time is now. That crisis became my transformation. And I was simply surviving. And I helped become my joyous thriving. And I can honestly say, for who's ever listening, I am so grateful to multiple sclerosis. I would never change that diagnosis for the world because I would not be talking to you, Julia. I don't know what I would be doing, but I certainly wouldn't be talking to you about this now. And now I did have exacerbations and situations occurred for me. Yet, I stayed on the path of Louise Hay's book and constantly trying to continue the affirmations and bring more joy into my life and less stressful thinking. And in my quest for doing that, fortunately, my husband, his company moved to New Jersey, and that brought us out to New Jersey. And I was able to stay at home with kids, which was really a blessing. And I was able to research fully now in going into energy and energy medicine, energy psychology, energy this, energy that. But I became very passionate about it because it was helping me heal without medication. And I really liked that. And I was feeling better. So I then was researching online and I came across EFT, emotional freedom technique. Have you heard about it?
I have.
Has anybody ever walked you through that?
No.
Well, I'll do a little EFT with you. And then, but from EFT, I came to emotrance.
Okay.
And emotrance is 2 words really put together, emotional transformation. So it's taking the emo off at the beginning and transformation at the end. So emotrance.
Okay.
And creator Sylvia Hartman, who created that in the late 90s and had her first conference around 2000 on emotrance, now calls it energy in motion because you get to flow your own body's energy.
Okay.
So my book is called Emo Trance, Stress Fish Guide to Emo Trance. How do you relieve stress through emo trance? And that's what I wrote about. And so with getting emo trance, and EFT helped a little, but it didn't do it. I still felt this stuckness around my throat and stuckness in my body and a blocked energy. And that's what I called it. And lo and behold, I get this technique, emo trance, and it helps me to flow my body's energy.
Wow. Okay.
And I started flowing the energy and I could identify areas of blocked energy, I realized I don't think I have this multiple sclerosis anymore.
Wow.
I went to the doctor and the neurologist, and I had an MRI done, and they did not find plaque on the optic nerve. So they said my MRI was clear, and I said, then I don't think I have this, and say, no, you're suspicious for it. But one of the neurologists said to me, you're like a fine wine, you get better with time. That's my favorite. So let's go over emo trance for yourself and for your listeners right now. So see if we can bring something that people can use at home. And the main thing is to understand energy is different from psychology or anything else. When you're looking at energy, it's only energy. You're looking at what's happening in your body energetically. And in the past, if it was psychology, they used to look at your story and take your story and then rehash your story or help you with your story. This doesn't look so much as the story. You can think about the story, but you're really looking at the energy of how you're reacting to the story and taking that energy, flowing that energy, and with the thought that if the energy was moving and flowing, you'd be in a state of love. If the energy's blocked, you're in a state of discomfort or pain, physical or emotional.
Okay.
And that would be simple. So nobody's crazy. That makes look at it, either energy's either flowing or it's blocked. But no matter what, it's only energy.
Okay.
And getting your energy flowing would lead you to a more joyful, happy state, more loving, peaceful state. And keeping your energy blocked gives you more disturbances. So simple, I love that simplicity after coming from complex thinking.
Right.
So simplicity of that. So let's just look at it for everybody. So with that philosophy in mind, think of something that's upsetting for you. Can you think of the last time you were angry? And everybody may be listening, think of the last time you were angry. Got that?
Okay.
Where do you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands. You feel it up here. I feel it here. Maybe some people may feel it down in their stomachs, but put your hands there. That's where the disturbance is to your energy field, to your energy system. You didn't need anybody else to help you find that. You can MRI that, CAT scan that, X-ray that, and the doctor or nurse, whoever may say, there's nothing wrong with you. But you know there's something there, yes? So now when you think of that area, just simply ask for that energy. It's only energy. Simply just ask it to soften. Soften and flow. Soften. Soften and flow. Just ask it to soften. And if the energy could leave, where would it want to go? Out of curiosity, just be with it. Just be with it. Stay with it. Just to look at it. Move around it. Soften it. Just the intention, soften, soften, and flow. And if your energy in your neck was a 10 before, on a scale from 1 to 10, being worse, what would it be now?
I don't know. 4?
Has it gone down? It's a 4. That's excellent. From a 10 to a 4, simply by asking the energy to flow. It decreased itself. Isn't that amazing? All you had to do was simply intend it to soften. If you tried to will it, leave, it doesn't.
Right.
But if you just make the intention and wonder and stay in that place, can it soften? Soften and flow. It moves. And now when you think of that angry moment, where do you feel that in your body? Show me with your hands.
In my heart.
In your heart. So now it has shifted, hasn't it? So now you have flowed energy.
Okay.
The energy moved from your throat into your heart. You're an energist. You have shifted your energy. Isn't that fun, Julia?
Sure.
So now put your hand on your heart. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how much energy is there?
I'm not very good at that. That's scale to 1 to 10. 10.
Okay, so let's ask it to soften. Just intend. Just intend. Soften. Like if it's as hard as ice, let's say, like melt it. Just soften. It's warm and soft. And you're looking around at it. And it's softening. Softening and flowing. Where is the energy moving? If it's moving, where does it want to go? Just allow it to soften. Just wonder, do I feel this anywhere else in my body? Where else do you feel it in your body?
Stomach.
Excellent. You are flowing energy. And the quality of the energy is changing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So soften the area in your stomach. Soften that energy. And just be with it. Just examine it. Just look at it. Just be present to it. That's all. And just say, soften. Intend for it to soften. Soften and flow. And if that energy could leave, where would it want to go? Just be with it. Just wonder at it. Is there anywhere else in your body that you feel this energy? Or is it there in your stomach?
My butt.
Excellent. Now soften your butt. Soften the area of your butt. Just soften it.
I may have
Just
to sit down.
And just intend for the energy of your butt to flow.
Okay.
If that energy in your buttocks area could flow, where would that energy want to go? Soften. Just soften. Don't will it. Don't will it. It's there. It's present. Just be with it. Allow it. And give it a chance to be what it needs to be. Just allow that energy to be present. And if that energy could flow, where would it want to go?
Maybe my hands.
Excellent. Jeez. Very, very good. And now your hands. Soften the energy in your hands. Just be present to the energy in your hands. Maybe in wonder. And see if that energy wants to leave. If the energy could flow, where would it want to go?
Interesting.
Where does it want to leave?
Well, I pretty much feel it everywhere now.
Fantastic. And so now just allow the energy to run. Just allow that energy to run. Excellent. And allow the energy to just start to run that energy. Allow it to soften and flow throughout your whole body. Maybe wiggle your shoulders. Let me see you wiggle your shoulders. Now change your head. Now shake. Oh, and bring your arms up. Look at you. You're running your energy. It's all over now. It's moving and spreading and running. Are you happier?
Yeah.
And that's what it is, running your energy. You went from feeling stuck energy, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And now your face is completely changed
Cool.
to running your energy all over. You never knew you could do that, did you?
No.
Always had the capacity to say, soften, soften and flow. Because you did it, not me. I guided you through the energy moving. But you moved energy from your throat to your heart, to your stomach, to your butt, to your hands. And then it became fully engulfed as it found its expression in you. And allow that energy, it's only energy, to flow. Just say soften and flow. And then you ran it a little bit, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And now how does your energy feel?
Fine. Yeah, fine.
And now you were a -10 to -1. You went to a -4. Now from a -10 to a +10, where are you?
I hate numbers.
Would you say you're more on the positive end of the scale?
Yes.
Yes. So would you say you're about a +5 because you're laughing?
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good.
So you went from a -10 to a +5
Mm-hmm.
just by flowing your body's energy.
And does your book tell us how to do that?
Exactly. It goes through that, and then it has the first section goes through how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Goes through my story, goes through all the steps with a little chart, and how to do that for yourself right
Okay.
away. And then the second chapter is second part of the book is little exercises you can do.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can do an exercise greet the morning, which I love to do, and I just get my body ready for the entire day. And then at
Mm-hmm.
the night, just lift your arms up, pretend it's night, and then just send everything back into the endless night and feel the energy just tingle. And I love to do that back into the endless night. So there are exercises in the second chapter which
Uh-huh.
do that helps you continue and build the experience of emotrance and of your own body's ability to transform its energy. Because it's really, you're transforming your emotions, and that's what emotrance is about. Taking those emotions that you have of those stuck energy and transforming it into something greater and that you give you a more happier experience of life just by getting your energy to flow.
And I want to tell our viewers that we're going to be offering this book as a prize on our Facebook page. That's at
That's right.
facebook.com/talkstorytv.
Yes, and the person who does get that prize, I want to offer them also, they can have a free 20-minute session with me. Exactly what I
Great.
do, where we can talk through the energy, and they can give me a call. And my website is www.teresalynch.com. TERESA, as in yes, NCH.com. And
Okay.
and they can contact me through there.
And get the book.
And
If they don't win if they're not the winner, they can buy it from you.
they absolutely can buy it. And the other thing is it's that they're not the winner of the book and they would like to have a session by listening to your show today. It's $150 per session with me. I would offer it to them half price.
Okay.
Somebody
So,
listen today and that contacts me today or tomorrow,
okay.
half price.
All
Just
right.
go to
Wonderful. So if you're listening today, this is June 17th. Call her today or tomorrow and get a session for half price.
then you can have,
Wonderful.
and it would include energy work along with EFT, so emotrance and EFT.
Well,
So
thank you.
how did you enjoy your session?
I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
It's great.
And
And
thank you for being on the show.
oh, you're welcome. And how is our time doing?
Well, our time is about up, so I wanted to make sure everybody once again has your website, which is Teresa Lynch.
Lynch.com.
Okay. And
And
can you spell that again?
it's TERESA.
Okay.
LY is in yes. So LYNCH. So
Okay.
TERESA
.com.
LYNCH.com. And my email is terrylynch7@gmail.com. So everything's with a Y there as well. So terrylynch7@gmail.com. So I am so glad you had the opportunity to get an emotrance session
Me
and
too.
get
Thank you.
a change in the level of your own discomfort. And just as flowing, you're in a state of joy and happiness. And when things get blocked up, that you're in a state of discomfort of some sort of either emotional or physical pain. But also remember, it's only energy. It's only energy, everybody. Nobody's crazy.
And it
It just thinks,
moves.
and it moves. Energy can flow. So thank you
Okay.
so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us.